Okay, I've got new book recommendations for you today. I used to do a once a week book recommendation segment, and it never did that well. It wasn't ever like a super popular segment, but the people that liked it really liked it. So after being on hiatus for a long period of time, the book recommendations are back. Every couple of weeks, I'll recommend a couple of fiction books and a couple of nonfiction books. Remember that you can go to davidpakman.com/recommendations for my full list of recommendations, and anything you buy through the links at davidpakman.com/recommendations supports us. Also, I have to be careful about how I word this. If you use those links and then you end up buying other things on Amazon as well, that will also support us. I want to be careful that I'm in compliance of the Amazon affiliate agreement. I'm also going to make an effort to add some commentary next to some of my recommendations about what they are or why I like them or whatever. Okay, so let's start with the nonfiction books today. First one, the book is In Order to Live by Yeonmi Park. This is another one of these somewhat controversial books about someone who escaped North Korea. And like many of the books by North Korean escapees, there are questions about the accuracy of some of the elements of the story, but nevertheless, a fascinating, fascinating read. In Order to Live by Yeonmi Park. Read it not long ago. Very quick read, type of thing you can read on a flight or on a relatively short vacation. Excellent, excellent book that I recommend you check out. And then there's a couple of others at davidpakman.com/recommendations that are other North Korean escapee stories. Very, very interesting. Okay, switching gears drastically to the healthcare debate. This is a book by the late, great Yui Reinhardt, and the book is called Priced Out: The Economic and Ethical Costs of American Healthcare. This is a book that is not one of these partisan pop politics books that is either about single payer is socialism or, single payer is the only way forward or whatever. This is an academic book, but it's not it's not a difficult read, and it's quite short, in fact. It's only about, if you don't include the epilogue and the notes, it's under 140 pages, okay? Very short book, and it outlines the academic, economic, mathematical case for getting definitely off of the healthcare system we have really good ammunition to be armed with if you are going to be talking about healthcare with anybody. Again, the book is Priced Out by Yui Reinhardt. All right, those are my two nonfiction recommendations. Let me do two fiction recommendations. The first one is, this is not a new book. This is The Trigger by Arthur C. Clarke and Michael Cube McDowell. Maybe it's QB McDowell. The concept here, what year is this book from? This book is from 1999. It's a 20-year-old book at this point. The concept is a research lab comes across a technology that would disable all firearms when a device is placed in proximity. It's almost like a mobile phone jammer, except it's a firearm jammer. And at first it seems like this is going to be a fantastic thing. This is fiction, by the way, just restating that. This is going to be a fantastic thing for stopping gun violence. It could be used by militaries to fight wars without weapons being used. The idea of it sounds fantastic. But then Arthur C. Clarke, as he is known to do, gives us the other side of seemingly utopian circumstances. And there's not any political statement implicit in what I'm saying. This is just what the story is. The Trigger by Arthur C. Clarke, written along with Michael Cube McDowell. Excellent book, 20 years old, extremely still relevant today. And lastly, another fiction book, The Gone World by Tom Sweterlish. This book was recommended to me by Joe Rogan's guest booker. When I was on the Rogan program, we talked about different sci-fi that we had been reading. And Joe's guest booker got in touch with me and said, hey, this is a really great book, The Gone World, that you should check out. And it's a sort of time travel detective novel. And it is really, really great. I ended up picking up some other books by Tom Sweterlish after I read this one. The Gone World, Tom Sweterlish, all of these recommendations at davidpakman.com/recommendations. Use the links there so that everything you buy supports the David Pakman Show, and I'll be adding and expanding that page more going forward.